From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way up to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Well, it definitely did get wet out there today for many of us, and it looks like we've got some more wet weather in the forecast for tomorrow, but I don't expect to see as much rain for most of us, and especially by the second half of the day, it'll turn over to scattered showers and, maybe even a chance for a few isolated thunderstorms. But another big headline here is the fact that we're going to be looking at significantly lower snow levels as early as this evening and tonight, dropping overnight and into tomorrow morning as well. And this is when we could start running into some problems here with travel delays, chain requirements in the works, right? We're also still concerned a bit about some flooding concerns here for the North Coast, in particular Del Norte, Humboldt counties. As I mentioned, we're not expecting as much rain as yesterday, but an already saturated ground, and we could be looking at the potential for more mudslides, debris flows, and not to mention some of that localized flooding as well. That's something we need to really be on the lookout for, especially along the coast here. All right, so here you can see this is that atmospheric river kind of pushing on through, and it weakens as it pushes eastward. That's why we're not seeing as much rainfall as, say, places like the Valley and the eastern mountains. Most of the rain or the heaviest rainfall, that is, has been along the coast. And then, of course, as it progressed eastward, as we'd expect, it moves over the mountain range, and of course we see less rainfall as a result. But still some decent rain for the valley, still some decent rain, and eventually some snow for the eastern mountains as well. This little disturbance right here is what's going to be coming in here later this evening and tonight. This right here is what's coming in on Thursday. This is what's going to be the kind of the heaviest rainfall that we see as it passes through, and then behind it, we've got all this cold and unstable air to contend with, and that's when we do start to see those snow levels drop, probably even a little bit more. All right, so let's take a look at Futurecast and get you through the rest of the night tonight. And you can see it's just looking at some scattered snow flurries out there. Nothing major at this point, but we may start seeing some chain requirements for some of those higher mountain passes as we go into the overnight hours. Here you can see by 5 a.m., there's that next disturbance coming on through, and now we're seeing some heavy rainfall once again for the coast. Now, this again is when we start getting concerned about some flooding, mudslides, and debris flows, especially around the burn scar area of the Six Rivers complex there. But now we're starting to see more in the way of snow, especially as this kind of pushes through. Look at how heavy some of this snow is. Now, the heaviest snow will be still in the higher elevations, but we could see some light accumulations around Mount Shasta City, down to about 3,000, 3,500 feet. But I do expect it mainly in the form of rain for places like Hayfork and Weaverville. But Bernie, yeah, maybe some light accumulation there, as well as Alturas, Susanville, Chester, possibly seeing some of that, and probably around upper Shingletown too, seeing some of that snow too. So this could be one of the bigger events that we'll see here as far as snow is concerned. First one of the season possibly, and looking at more chain requirements and having a bigger impact on some of your mountain travel. This is something we'll have to watch here throughout the day on Thursday. There you can see as we go into 12 p.m., noon, we're still seeing some of those showers. But now the bulk of the rain, and not to mention snow, has pushed through, and we're seeing scattered showers and maybe even a few isolated thunderstorms. By 5 p.m., just some scattered light snow flurries out there, and it's really beginning to taper off here as we go into the overnight hours on Thursday. Maybe a little bit of lingering activity to the north and west, even in the form of snow in the mountains here on Friday morning, early Friday morning. But Friday does look to be a dry day. And you know what? It looks like it dries out after that through most of the weekend, and not to mention next week. All right, so let's kind of talk about some of the elements that we've got to deal with here. Number one, how much rain can we expect? Well, I do expect to possibly see over 1/2 of an inch for some of us, especially the north end of the valley, maybe a little bit less down to the south. And then off to the east, you're seeing less as well. But I do expect to possibly see, this is quite honestly kind of interesting, not picking up on a ton of rainfall for the North Coast, but I think once all is said and done, we could see over an inch of rainfall, especially out towards places like Del Norte County. All right, so there are flood alerts, and there's a flood watch actually until 2 a.m. on Thursday. I'd expect that that may be allowed to extend a little bit later into around Thursday afternoon, because again, there is going to be another push of some heavier rainfall coming in as we go into early Thursday morning, say around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and that could create some problems. Snow now. Let's talk about the snow. As you can see here, 1 to 2 inches possible around Mount Shasta City. That's what we're looking at here. Alturas, I think we could pick up probably more than, probably close to an inch, maybe a little bit more than that. That's also the case for Chester and Susanville. So when I was talking about light amounts, I mean, it's not going to be a ton of snow for some of those lower elevations, but it is going to be the potential for some accumulating snow out there. Now again, look at Weaverville, look at Hayfork, most likely in the form of rain and not necessarily snow. So we take a look at the winter weather alerts, and there's a winter weather advisory. Now for Siskiyou, Trinity County, this is for mainly elevations above 3,500 feet. Now off to the east here, this is for elevations above 6,000 feet. But again, keep in mind, we could see the snow levels down to as low as 4,000 feet off into the eastern mountains, and that's going to be pretty much through the day tomorrow. Now take a look at the forecast road conditions. A lot of green on the map indicating the rain here for today. But look what happens as we go through the day tomorrow. We're seeing a lot more blue on the map. That's snow. The darker blue is heavy snow. So if we kind of look at this a little bit more closely, here's I-5, right? Now, we're not seeing a ton of snow on I-5. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see some snow trying to at least accumulate on I-5 near Mount Shasta City, and then, of course, northward getting up near Wairika. Here's Highway 89, maybe Snowman Summit, maybe dealing with some chain requirements tomorrow. We take you out to Cedar Pass, clearly seeing some snow there. This is, let's see here, let me take a look at okay, here's kind of Hatchet Mountain right here. There's clearly some snow there. That could certainly be dealing with some chain requirements. And as we get Lassen Park right here, so the north entrance and the south entrance is right here. So as we take a look at Highway 44, Highway 36, kind of upper Shingletown possibly, seeing the potential for some chain requirements. Here's Highway 44 to Susanville. Beauregard Ranger Station is right about there. That's where we could see some chain requirements. Here's Chester, Westwood. We're getting close there to seeing the potential. So as we typically see with some of the higher mountain passes east of I-5, I think we're seeing a better chance. Now, we head west of I-5, Highway 36, sometimes we start seeing some problems there, especially in the intersection of Highway 36 and Highway 3, looking at the potential there. But here's Highway 299, Buckhorn Summit right about here. Looks like mainly in the form of rain there. Oregon Mountain, Berry Summit, all in the form of rain. So it looks like we won't be dealing with any chain requirements most likely tomorrow on Thursday for Highway 299 west of I-5. That all being said, when we're dealing with these winter conditions here, winter-like conditions, because it's not officially winter yet, but when we're dealing with these winter-like conditions, few things you need to take into account. But bottom line, you need to go to quickmap.dot.ca.gov. Of course, you can take your smartphone here, if you can get to it here, and scan this QR code, and that will take you right there to, of course, the road conditions here. That's something you need to do here for tomorrow if you are going to be traveling in the mountains. There's Futurecast, taking a look at the long range now. Now, so it's going to be dry on Saturday, but we could see some activity, some showers along the coast, Siskiyou County, maybe even Modoc County here for Sunday. But then it dries out. And it looks like all of next week is looking fairly dry. Now, this may change. But for now, it's looking like next week is looking fairly dry. Okay, let's take you to your wave heights here. There you can see about 13 feet. We're actually beginning to see some relief from these wave heights, because as we go into Thursday afternoon, we're down to about 11 to 12 feet. As you can see, as you start heading out to sea. But look at this. They're actually beginning to drop even more going on into your Friday. So your marine forecast, there actually is a small correct advisory here for tomorrow, so do take that into account as we still have some of those high waves out there. Here's a look at what it looks like tonight. Still some showers here for pretty much everyone, but it's not going to be kind of the steady rainfall that some of us have seen here throughout the day today. It'll turn over to some scattered light showers here. Then we go into tomorrow, still have that potential for an isolated thunderstorm. Now the heaviest rainfall, I think, for the coast will be early morning, mid-morning heaviest rainfall for the valley, and then late morning for the eastern mountains. Anything after that through the afternoon, you'll be looking at scattered showers, maybe some isolated thunderstorms as well. And of course, those snow levels down to as low as 3,000 feet. So here's a look at your 7-day outlook. Mount Shasta City, 3,000 feet. There you can see some snow there. Snow in Alturas, Susanville. You could see snow for your Thursday, but dry on Friday, dry on Saturday. Now, for Alturas, Mount Shasta, I've got that chance for rain and snow in there, but snow level is fairly high, around 4,500 feet. So we could see that rain-snow mix for Alturas and more of rain in Mount Shasta on Sunday. And then there you can see drying out from Monday through Wednesday of next week. How about the Valley? Chance for showers and thunderstorms here for tomorrow. Heaviest rainfall around the mid-morning hours, and then it dries out for Friday through the weekend and dry through next week as well. Looking at your 7-day outlook for the coast, chance for showers, maybe some thunderstorms, dry on Friday and Saturday, but there you can see that chance for showers Sunday. Now, I have not included the chance for showers for Trinity County on Sunday. That may change. It's kind of borderline, but bottom line, even when we do see those showers on Sunday, they don't look very impressive. And then it does dry out as we go into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week.